What's up, my friends? It is time for another edition of Constructed with Numot? Question mark? Rage face? Exclamation point? What? We're going to take this standard storm list for a spin with the addition of Psy Master Thopterist from M19. The standard storm list has got a new variety of win cons and tools, and really just a card that lets you go off even if you don't have the Ether Flux Reservoir. So if you're not in the know, this deck previously used to win just by casting an absurd amount of spells, gaining, over 50 life, and having over 50 life, and then shooting your opponent for 50 through some combination of paradoxical outcomes and just the cheap artifacts, one of them being the Inspiring Statuary. But anyway, you'll see. We're going to take it for a spin in a competitive standard league, and, well, give it a go. Stay tuned. Here we are for the first round with our standard storm list. We have no lands in hand. This deck only runs 18 lands, so you're going to have a lot of these moments. And we're going to go ahead and keep this hand here. We do have a Scry. Do need to find another land, but a lot of cantrips and a Rebuke should be okay enough. Well, Inspiring Statuary is important, but not as important as finding some more lands here, so we'll just have to see. Oh, opponent is probably on the same exact deck, given that they played a Renegade map, or at least one of a similar vein. Drew a land for the turn, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and bottom the Ornithopter. Start leading off with prisms and whatnot. Nice looking Onslaught land there, with some red in it. Let's just play the island and play the prism. I don't think we need a Scry again just yet, because we don't mind lands and we don't mind spells. Alright, using their Renegade map to find another island. Do they have the Statuary? They do have the Statuary. That is not good for us. Oh, but we have the Statuary as well. Okay, good draw. Play the Zephyrian Void. Yeah, we're going to keep another land on top, especially since it's a blue source. The thing about the Statuary is you often get gummed up on colorless sources, whereas you need a lot of colored mana to make things work. The opponent's playing Psy into Prophetic Prism. That obviously quite good for them. So Ornithopter, alright. Doing some stuff here. So we can actually play the Crane for effectively 1 mana, as I can tap the Statuary here. Got rid of Expertise outcome, draw another Statuary. And then we can play Puzzle Knot, draw another card, and play the island, holding up Metallic Rebuke. You can already see the amount of work that Psy is doing here for the opponent, as they have another Statuary. That's fine. That's not the card that we need to rebuke. They don't really have any good attacks here, so I mean, I guess I'll just block one of the 1/1s. They might be sacking the 2 Ornithopter, or rather 2 tokens to draw a card. Obviously a fine play. Yep, and that is indeed what they are doing. And passing it back to me. 3 cards left for opponents. We don't really want to just run out the reservoir here. We could hold up the Rebuke if we do so, but then we get blown out by like a Baral's Expertise, because they can Expertise off of their lands, rather off of their artifacts, and still hold up 3 mana to get around the counter. So let's just play the Puzzle Knot here. Draw a card. Alright, another land. Ooh, Expertise of our own, though, is very good. We're going to leave that on top. Now we're holding up double Rebuke for this turn. And we're going to start being able to do stuff here momentarily, as the opponent casts another Inspiring Statuary, sure. Yep, ship in the dummies. We're going to go ahead and block one of the Thopters again. And it looks like they're going to continue to sack. They sacked one of their Statuaries last time, and they're doing it again here, which is actually really good for us. End of turn, I can produce a black here and sacrifice one of these puzzle knots. Okay. Good, we found another island. So, what we can do is Brawl's expertise. Bouncing their statuary, their Sigh, and maybe my prism. I think we're going to do that. Let's bounce their statuary, Sigh, and my prism using all the artifacts for improvise. In response, looks like they are going to commit the spell, or at least attempt to. And I can just rebuke that. And then I think we want to... Well, that's awkward. Since I didn't play out the Ornithopter, I had to tap one more of my lands. Because I'd really like to be able to counter their spell, but I guess they're going to get the statuary online here anyways now. So, as such, I think we're just going to run out the reservoir. And then the Ornithopter to gain some extra life. And we'll just pass. Unfortunate that I don't get to hold up this rebuke again, but they could pay for the statuary anyways. We'll see if they actually lead with the statuary, the Sigh first. And indeed it is the statuary they lead with, which is fine. Into the Sigh, absolutely. Into what appears to be something gross. Are they going to memory here? I don't know if them using a memory here is all that good for them, but maybe they do. Wow, they are going to memory. Okay. That's probably good for us. Because it's very likely that we're going to win next turn, depending on what they do here. Of course, they could be holding up a Metallic Rebuke of their own, but we have the luxury of being able to play around that now. Another outcome was a good draw. So let's lead with Ornithopter, gain a life. Let's see, that's one spell. Can I afford to play Prism? Yes, because they only have access to one blue source currently. Mox Amber was a good draw. And now we can cast this Paradoxical Outcome, bouncing everything but the statuary and the reservoir. And we can pay for Metallic Rebuke. If this is just commit, that is also fine, as we can still do a second one. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. 2, 3, 4. We're at 32 life. We've drawn a lot of cards, and now we can just cast out a bunch of random stuff. Gain enough life to shoot them for 50 as they are tapped out. And that's the first game. Nice. All right. So a mirror match of sorts. We do want to bring in the negates. We do want to bring in the commit to memories. Another expertise also seems fine. I think I like cutting the cranes. And maybe cutting the Karn. Bring in the 4 negates. We can cut some number of Ornithopters too. Fourth Sigh seems good. Baral seems good as well. And Padim actually is not too bad. Because if you have Padim on the battlefield, then they have to get rid of Padim before they can bounce any of your other artifacts. Also, just getting that extra card draw seems good. I'm not sure if we want to run the Karns or not. Because if they get the Psy going, then they just have a bunch of tokens to block with anyways, so... I guess we don't need 4 Psy, but no! Like, you always want Psy in the matchup. Maybe I can shape 1 Rebuke. Seems fine. This is an old list from Mark Tobias, who is the champion of this deck. I think he was, as far as I'm aware, the one that really made this deck a thing. And you've been seeing it pop up more and more recently in other settings. You know, people playing them at their nationals, or people playing them at PTQs and whatnot. It's a good deck. Again, the Psy really added a lot to the deck. As you saw, my opponent in the previous game just had an extra win con in producing Thopters. But anyways, we'll submit it like this, and let's go to game 2. Alright, here we are for game 2 of the first round with Standard Storm versus Standard Storm. On the draw, but we cannot keep this hand with only 1 land, so let's go down to 6, just like the opponent. And this one's a little bit more respectable. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a shot. Opponent also currently on 6. We do get a Scry, though, and we have more than just, you know, lands. We can also find, for instance, Renegade Map as basically an extra land source. But this deck does tend to mulligan quite a bit, again, because of the lack of lands, running only 18 in this particular build. Alright, found another Psy, not so good for us. But 1 more land should be good. Come on, beautiful. Zephyrian Void will take it. And as good as outcome is, I think I'm going to bottom, because we're just trying to dig for more lands here. And good, we got another one in the form of Zephyrian Void. So it's likely that the opponent is sitting on some number of counters. Let's play the Void out and again look at what we want to hit here. I think that's honestly pretty good, but we can probably do a little bit better. I'm going to bottom that and just lead out with Psy. It plays around Negate, but if they have their Rebuke, so be it. I don't mind. Again, we have a backup one in our hand. Not a big deal. Sulfur Falls and pass. I don't want to lose this one to another Rebuke, though, so here I think I'm going to lead with Statuary. And again, if they have another counter, so be it. That's not that bad for us. They might even just, like, commit this. Nope, they had a Negate. That just means they don't have many action spells in their hand, and so we can kind of grind them down. Ah, a Negate of our own. Okay, now we can probably afford to play a little bit safer, just playing the Puzzle Knot here and waiting until we have a 5th mana source to play one of our spells, so that we can also hold up Negate. One's got a lot of land, I'll give him that. There it is, there's a 5th land, so we can go land here, play Statuary, and we will counter that. And they only have 1 card left in hand, so very nice. That also turns on our Inventor's Fair. Means we start gaining extra life. Double Expertise, pretty awkward when I'm pretty sure I bottomed that other one as well, but what are you going to do? Oh, okay, Paradoxical Outcome. They're going to draw 2 cards. And we get to untap. That's nice. So let's tap, 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 play Psy. Pay. Actually, I can. No, I'm a little bit short of being able to expertise here. So let's Prophetic Prism. Draw. Reservoir. We can Not quite. We're, let's see, blue, blue. We're 1 mana short of being able to expertise there. So we just pass. We know they have Ornithopter and Puzzle Knot as 2 of the cards in their hand. Okay. Do I want to sack anything in response here? I don't think we do. I think we just let that resolve. Great, and now they're tapped out again. So we need to play the statuary above all else. And I guess we just play Psy, holding up negate. One of the cards in their hand is Ornithopter, so we don't have to worry about that right now. That is probably worth countering. Nice. And if we untap, we probably win the game. Oh, what do they do? Oh, they had a splashed Abrade for the statuary. Very nice. Okay, that's an issue. So we need to find another statuary. Last card in their hand's an Ornithopter. So let's Brawl's Expertise all 3 of our artifacts to kind of rebuy. And I think we're just going to play the Reservoir out here. Like, they need to draw very, very well in order to get back out of this. Okay, statuary number 2. Again, they still have Ornithopter in their hand, so this is not bad for us. And now we just start digging, producing some Thopters, gaining some extra life. Amber's good. It's another mana, more life. Yeah, we can Puzzle Knot and Prism here, depending on what we draw. We're just looking for another statuary. I don't think it's worth holding up Rebuke, not when they have that much mana and a statuary already anyways. Good. Well, we get to hold it up anyways. Now we're attacking them on 2 fronts, right? Our Reservoir is only 20 life away from being able to shoot them. We're also going to kill them in like 2 turns off of this Psy. They might have drawn Paradoxical if they're playing out Ornithopter now. They could also be playing it out just to block one of my Thopters, but this feels like a Paradoxical outcome. Very good draw from the opponent. If they just recast Statuary here, I definitely go for the counter. The reason being is they have to tap out effectively to pay for it. And that means it's much less likely they're able to do anything else this turn. Remember, they have another one in their hand, so. If they just pass with 2 mana, it's likely that they're holding up a counter of some sort, but it looks like they're tapped out, and that should be the game. As we get to Expertise. 3 artifacts. Cast the Prism for free. Get another Thopter. I guess we don't win this turn since we don't have Statuary, but it was close. Keep going off. Yeah, we're a little bit short. If we had Statuary, we'd be able to win, but we don't, so they get to untap. And this is where they play their Statuary and potentially hurt us real bad. We shall see, though. Oh, they're going to lead with Psy. Okay, I guess they're just going for the blockers then. Psy into Statuary is good. Yes, into Ornithopter. We're going to go up to 44 on our upkeep, though, off of the Inventor's Fair, so we don't need to cast too much more after that. Looks like they might Expertise. They are. Very nice. Okay. Casting a prism off of one. And they're still holding up like commit to memory or negate or something like that if they have it. Okay, so we don't necessarily kill them in the air anymore, so let's sacrifice 2 Thopters then. Try to just dig into some more action. Let's see, I have 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 9 mana. So I can Brawl's expertise here into holding up commit to memory, which is pretty nice. I don't think I can quite win this turn, though. Let's see. If I bounce this, this, and I guess one of our prisms, it's not quite good enough, but we're going to be close. We'll see if they try to counter here. Okay. So do I want to commit their commit? I think I do. Now we get the bounce off, play the reservoir, play the Mox Amber, get some tokens. Yeah, I'm a little bit short. They're at 48. I think I was 1 spell short. So they need to redraw their commit to memory now. They're definitely going to need to play out their statuary again, and that's going to cost them a full 3 mana, which is great. They could find another Abrade. Another Abrade would save them. But it feels like they're just going to go for a commit to memory. Yep. And we redrew another reservoir. We didn't hit anything that we can cast this turn, though. Didn't find a counter either, which is also an issue. But they're dead currently to the Flyers, actually. What am I talking about? They're just dead to the Flyers. Yeah. Go up to 49. Oh, that outcome's also pretty good. So let's try playing the statuary first. See if they have a counter for it. They do not. So now we're just going to attack with all of our Thopters and try to kill them. Backup plan, if they do have something they can do here, is reservoir and shoot them for 50. GG's. All right, got there in the mirror match, which was nice. Didn't expect to play that round 1, but it was a fun one. And so we're off to round 2. Here we are for the second round with our standard Storm deck. We're going to play first. And we have a... not a very good hand. It doesn't have any of the important pieces that you really want in... or with this deck. The thing is, it does have lands. Alright, I'm going to give this a shot because we're playing it against an unknown, but this could obviously come back to bite me. I think I'm actually going to play out the Inventor's Fair and all of my creatures turn 1. The reason being is our Inventor's Fair is now turned on, so we get to start gaining 1 life already. So if this is versus an aggro deck, that's great. If it's versus control, then we have to cast fewer spells for Reservoir. So we'll see. Dream draws next turn are like Prism into Statuary. Okay, they are aggro. Nice. Looks like they're playing the zombies, so every extra life is good. We're going to go ahead and play out the void here because we don't want to draw land. I imagine expertise is actually pretty good versus their deck. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. We're not going to cast it for quite a few turns, but when we do cast it, we can like play Karn freely right off the bat. Take our 2. Scrap Heap Scrounger. Gain some more life. Pass the turn. If they have removal, they might start using them on Ornithopters if they don't have a better creature play, just because it'll stop me from gaining life off of the fair. Death Baron. Whoa, okay. Nice, I like it. Take 6, I'm at 14. So yeah, this expertise is going to be great. The question is, do I want to Karn this turn? And I don't think so. It's a little bit greedy, so let's just play out the Puzzle Knot. Play out our land. And then set up for next turn. We can expertise their creatures away into playing Karn and making a 5/5 token. We are going to take a bit of damage this turn. We are going to take 10 damage this turn. Not ideal, but here we are. Down to 4, go up to 5. Sai was not a terrible draw. Alright, so we want to bounce the Death Baron and the Scrounger for sure. We might just bounce the Lord of the Accursed as well. Just eat up all of their mana, like bouncing 8 or 7 mana worth of cards instead of bouncing the Dread Wanderer, which they can just recast for 1 mana. I think that's probably fine. Then play the Karn for free and make a big dork. Pass and say go. They might just cast like their Death Baron plus their other dude this turn. I'm gonna snap block the Dread Wanderer. Happy to trade that off. They don't have any creatures in their graveyard besides this now, so the Scrap Heap Scrounger is not going to be entirely relevant. Artifact here would be good. Alright, well, that's another blocker if nothing else. Let's play out the Puzzle Knot. Oh no! It didn't hit an artifact. How unlucky. Alright, well, to the bottom we go. Let's make another large artifact and play out our Sai. And then we'll just pass the turn. Slowly gaining life. Glad I played that Inventor's Fair and all those artifacts turn 1. And they scooped! Wow! Okay, I'm very surprised. I guess they just didn't have any removal. That seems lucky for us. So this seems like a matchup where Sai is going to be very, very good, as well as another expertise. Padim doesn't seem so necessary. Spyglass doesn't seem so necessary. And I don't think Gravestone's what we want here. Need to cut 2 cards. Kind of like also bring in another Commit to Memory, so let's do that. And I'm going to shave a Puzzle Knot, a Crane. I just don't even think I want the Karns, actually. Let's cut the Karn and run it like this. Go to game 2 versus the Mono Black Zombies. Okay, here we are. Game 2. We are on the draw. Ooh, it's real close to a keep. It is real close to a keep. I think I'm going to get greedy with this hand here. Because I have 2 draws at a land or a map. And like we have all the key pieces that we want. Basically. Alright, now we have every single piece that we want. We just need to hit some lands here. I imagine stumbling versus the mono black aggro deck's probably not going to be a good thing, though. Come on, land. Alright, they got the same curve. Wander into Scrounger. And we whiffed. So let's just play out the Amber, as running out the Ornithopter means they could have a removal spell for it. They're less likely to interact with Mox Amber here. Diregraph Ghoul. Okay. Darn. Alright, so we're getting a little bit punished. Kept a risky hand. Didn't draw a land, unfortunately. And we are going to be dead next turn. Yeah, I think it's too late, even if we draw something here. Alright, so be it. Kept a greedy one-lander. Did not work out. And we will go to a quick game 3. Again, I don't think I'm going to bring anything else in. Let's just resubmit it back. Hope to draw some more lands, or maybe keep a less risky hand this next time. Yeah, this hand's fine. It has one way to draw a card. It's got a statuary, which is important. I'm going to go ahead and play the Void out turn 1. See if we can find something that we want, which is not a mountain, or rather island. If need be, we can use the other one of the maps to find our third land for statuary. Ooh, duress is not nice. So they probably take statuary here, which is a big issue. Oh, there goes that. We bottomed an island. Okay, we drew a replacement immediately. That is nice. Let's play the Puzzle Knot. Brawl's Expertise. Alright, a little more confident now. There's a Reservoir too, nice. Let's get our island. Let's play the statuary before they can strip it from our hand. And now we can already cast Brawl's Expertise into Reservoir if we want to. We just need to find like a paradoxical outcome and we're really going to be set. Doomfall! Darn it! Okay, well, one of our reservoirs is gone now. It's not good. Only 2 in the deck as well, so things might get a little dicey here. Rebuke wasn't a bad draw. I guess it's better than casting like a Dispossess. Doomfall again. Yeah, we'll go ahead and counter that. I can always just Brawl's Expertise next turn for some minimal value. Doesn't actually seem that bad to do. Oh, well, I guess they had another... Man, they drew 4 discard effects. Holy moly. Duress, Doomfall, Doomfall, Duress. Ooh, there we go. And that is exactly the card we were looking to draw. So let's play out the Amber now, and let's just bounce... I kind of want to bounce everything. Just draw that extra card. I think I'm going to. Let's get a little bit greedy here. Okay, we didn't draw an extra land, though, so that is a bit of an issue. As such, I think I just run out the map and kind of guarantee that I can have another land next turn. Okay, Diregraph Ghoul. Attack for 3 pass. That's not bad for us. Beautiful. We did hit a land, so we can go Statuary, Ornithopter, Amber, pass. And then we can block the Scrounger. Or the Diregraph Ghoul here. And bounce before damage. This time we're going to leave the Statuary on the battlefield, though. Wow, we are hitting a lot of bricks. Okay, that's good. That'll save us a teeny bit. Actually, that'll save us a lot. So let's play out the Amber. Let's play out the Ornithopter. Let's play out the land. We can also play out the map. Then go bounce, bounce, bounce. Like this. And play the Paradoxical for free. Found a Sigh, very good. Which we can actually cast like this. Play the Ornithopter. I can also do that the other way too. Yeah, play the Ornithopter, play the Sigh, play the Amber, tap it, play the Renegade map, and play out the other Amber. Very good. Alright. We have set ourselves up for success, and we have another Brawl's expertise to set them back pretty far, should the need arise. And remember, we can start sacrificing any 2 artifacts to draw a card with Sigh. Yeah, they're just going to dump their hand. Great. Decent draw. Remember, artifacts you cannot use with Improvise. So you have to pay the full amount. Prism's good. Get some more Thopters with Sigh. Prism's good. We can tap for blue, tap for blue. I think I'm still just going to bounce their team, though, and go for the just aggro Sigh route. And then Mox Amber, which we can go ahead and play for an extra token. And they scooped. Perfect. So now we are 2-0. All right. Let's continue rolling on. Here's round 3 of our Standard Storm. We're going to play first since we won the die roll, and we are going to very quickly keep this hand. Doesn't have some of the core pieces, but this is one of those unmulliganable hands, if that makes sense, right? You just got enough lands to do everything in your hand, and you have 2 ways to dig, so obviously this could just fizzle out, but feels like we're less likely to do that. We also have the Void, so we can scry something irrelevant to the top or bottom, depending on. And we're going to go ahead and leave with the Void. We don't want to draw a land turn 1. Or rather, turn 2 since we're on the play, but you know what I mean. And generally, you lead with your artifacts first, so on turn 2, I'm probably going to play the Prism. Reason being is your non-artifact spells you can make cheaper with Inspiring Statuary later on in the game, so can free up some mana. Paradoxical Outcome, that is a card we will keep on top. If you're wondering why I didn't play that Renegade map turn 1, the answer is I messed up. I messed up. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us too badly, but definitely a mistake. Pass through my turn too quickly there. Alright, I don't know what the opponent's doing. They're taking a while to make some moves. Ooh, we're going to play against an aggro deck. This will be the true test. Now the question is, do I want to actually run out the Glint Nest Crane to block? And I think I do. Hitting another Prism is good. I'm going to quickly block if they attack. Another Soul Scar Mage is the follow-up, and pass. Nice. Alright, so now we'll play the Prism this turn. We're really just digging for Statuary. Land. It looks like not playing that map on the first turn didn't hurt me too badly here. Nope, no reason to run out the Ornithopters, because we're not going to block with them. Next turn, though, we're going to have a really good Paradoxical Outcome. This is obviously going to be one of the harder matchups just because the opponent has access to some number of Abrades in their main deck, and they're a little more aggressive. On Crop Crasher, alright, so it looks like we're not going to be able to block this turn. Oh, they forgot to exert. Or maybe they just didn't want to exert. That's very possible as well. Ooh, we found the statuary, though. Okay, now we're talking. So now the game plan is to actually use the map to get the land, play the land, go statuary, ornithopter, ornithopter, amber, pass. And I want them to tap out for something that's not a braid on my statuary. On Crop Crasher, that is A-okay. We are going to block as many creatures as they allow me to this turn. Block, block, block. And now with the power of outcome, we are going to return everything but the Prophetic Prism to our hand. Sorry, everything but the statuary to our hand. Draw a lot of extra cards here, and did we just hit a lot of bricks? Kind of. Kind of, not really. We did hit the reservoir, which is good. So we'll do that. Gain a bunch of life here, and I think we're probably just going to end up holding up the Rebuke this turn, as there's no need to really do anything else. I want to be able to play around a braid if they have it. Or at least attempt to play around in a braid if they have it. And if we get to untap, then we're going to be sitting in great shape. Now remember, all the artifacts do cost the full amount, so I need to find something like a Baral's Expertise here to really go off. Another outcome would probably do it too, just because we have 3 0-mana artifacts. We'll see though. We're definitely taking some amount of damage this turn. Yeah, it's probably just worth countering. Excuse me. Alright, well, they played their Soulscar Mage prior to anything else. So we know our Ornithopters are safe there. So there's not really an artifact that we're looking for with Glint Nest, so let's just play the Prism and dig for like a Baral's Expertise. Sigh, though, that's another very good one. It also unlocks our Mox Amber, which we can now use for mana. Keep that one. Play the Glint Nest Crane. Whiff. Lost on another outcome. Oh well, so be it. Play out the Prism. Get some more Thopters. Get some more life. Play out another Mox Amber. We might actually win this turn. Keep this Mox Amber. Cast another Prism. If I hit another 0, we win. Darn. That is the card we were looking for, though, so should be an easy win next turn if they don't find their Abrade. You're at 47 versus the black-red aggro deck, and you have a board of 8 creatures. Do you feel confident? I'd say so. Gonna be pretty hard for the opponent to get back from this one unless they find an Abrade for the reservoir right now. And even if they do, it's much too late. Alright, and they scoop. Good stuff. So what are we bringing in this matchup? Well, a 1-3 is generally pretty good. I do need to bring in some number of negates, I think, for Abrade purposes. Another Expertise is nice. Sai and Padim are also very, very good here. And I think we can also bring in Karn to kind of get them out of nowhere with the aggro. I'm going to cut the Puzzle Knots. Going to cut some number of Ornithopters for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I'm bringing in 6 cards, a lot of them non-artifacts, I'm probably going to end up cutting the Cranes here. And try to go like this, I think. That looks good to me. Let's ship this, and I suppose maybe I could bring in the 3rd reservoir. That doesn't seem necessary. I'm going to run this back like this for game 2, where Presumably we'll be on the draw. The opponent didn't draw any burn spells that game. All they drew were creatures. So we might have gotten a little lucky there. Alright, here's game 2. We're on the draw. Got double statuary, but I'm not going to keep this hand. Just doesn't do enough early game. So let's go down to 6. And, pretty gross 6. Does have a lot of core components, but it's definitely risky if I keep this, because even drawing 1 land is not going to be good enough here. I think it's safer just to go down to 5. And this is a fine 5. Bottom the extra island. Prism into Prism. Can't go wrong playing Prisms every turn. This opponent keeps going on absences for a couple seconds. Play the game. Alright. Negate off the top. Turn 1 Bomat Courier for them. Come on. Well, luckily, through the power of magic, I'm able to pause the videos whenever they take a lull for 10 or 15 seconds, but kind of annoying. Bomat Courier into Scrap Heap Scrounger, sure. Not going to hold open Negate this turn. We're probably going to hold it open next turn for like a Chandra or something. Statuary was a very good draw, though. Take 4, go down to 14. Chain Whirler. Okay, I'm at 13 already. Well, I probably don't have the luxury now to even wait, do I? Yeah, I don't think I do. I think I just have to jam the Statuary. It's not Chandra that's so much a pressing issue. It's going to be a Braid if they have one. On Crop Crasher, I take 10. I'm at 3. Alright, so I need to draw like Brawl's Expertise. Exactly. This is quite the beatdown. Commit to Memory is not going to do it. Yep, let's play Prism. Into Scoop. Alright, well, if I'm going to get curved out on, I guess a mulligan to 5 is where I want to be. Yeah, I legit think we just run it back. I could consider bringing the Glint Nest Cranes just as some random blockers, but they only block like the 1-drops. They don't even block anything else. So, game 3, let's be on the play, and we've got a good hand for sure. First side might die, but we have a second one. There is a little bit of merit to holding the Renegade map to potentially play after the side, but because I don't have the 3rd land right now, I think it's safest just to run it out in case I need to use the map on turn 3 as my 3rd mana. Alright, there's Mr. Courier. Paradoxical was a decent draw. Alright, Courier keeps bashing. Land, do you have Carry Zev this time? Okay. There's a Reservoir, which is nice. We just run out the Sai here. Hope to hit a land next turn. If we hit a land next turn, we can play Statuary and hold up Negate. Because we're hoping that our Sai doesn't die. Soulscar Mage pre-combat means they probably have a Lightning Strike, so... Because of that, I'm just going to take the hit here for 4. I mean, it could also be a Shock, I guess, or something like that. But let's play it safe to preserve the Sai. Hit another Reservoir, that's not good. So we're just going to have to run out Statuary and pass. Gets an extra blocker at least. They probably burn the Thopter end of turn, or maybe just Sai. Okay, so they're going to double shoot Sai. That's fine. That wasn't the relevant card. Ooh, they're not attacking now with the Bomat Courier. That means they don't have another burn spell in their hand. So I'm going to gain 2 life here by sacking the Thopter to the Ragavan. Padim. Ugh, this is so awkward. I just don't have any of my cheap artifacts in my hand. Even like this paradoxical outcome doesn't do anything. I guess we're playing Padim and passing. We are going to get to draw 2 cards next turn thanks to Padim, but things could be going much better here. It's going to be a tight one. Yep. It's going to be a tight one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think I'm just going to block the courier, and they're probably going to pop it off. But if they do have a strike here, I'm going to get punished. Yikes, they did. So they drew it for the turn. So I'm going to take 7, go to 5. Ugh, that is not good. That is not good at all, my friends. Okay. Now they sack their Bomat. Brawl, a little too late to the party here. Brawl, pass. We're going to have to chump. I do get to hold up negate, though, so maybe we get to counter it something here. As I'm not dead on board, I'm just very close. But if they play, like, On-Crop Crasher, we lose. Darn. Where did I go wrong? So close. So close. Oh, notably they discarded Hazaret Chandra with the Bomat Courier. Okay. A Braid we get to negate for 1 mana. We also get to loot with Brawl as a result. Wow, real bad. I guess we're discarding the extra reservoir. Block. Block. If they have another burn spell, I'm dead anyway, so can't play around it. Alright, I'm at 2. Do you have it? They do not. Okay, we have 1 more turn. I don't think there's anything we can draw, though, at this point. It's just way too late. I can outcome for a little bit of mana here, but yeah, it's just not good enough. Alright, GG's. I think we got a little bit unlucky there, but so it goes. We are now 2-1. Here we are for round 4. Standard Storm. We're on the draw. Hand looks pretty good. A little bit slow, but Statuary is one that can really bring us back into the game. And if they're more of a creature-based deck, then Brawl's Expertise also does a lot of work here. Yeah, we'll just have to see what the opponent leads on, what kind of style they might be playing. Kind of game you got going. Ooh, a good-looking swamp. And another zombie deck. Okay. Zombies it is. Let's lead with Void. And do we want that? I don't actually think we do. I'm going to bottom that. We don't want it yet, anyways. We do want it eventually, but I don't think now is the time for it. Graveyard Marshal, take 2, I'm at 18. Okay, another Prism is the draw. Ugh, second Mox Amber, not very good. Take 7, I'm at 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they have another Lord, I'm actually dead next turn. Wow, that'll be a turn 4 kill from the opponent if they have it. Okay, that's not a lord. Alright, we survive another day. So, I need to draw Reservoir here. Damn. So we play the Amber. We play the land. I need to find, let's see. I need to get pretty darn lucky here. So I need to Brawl's Expertise into... I'm not even sure how we can win this, but you start off by bouncing some number of creatures, I think. Into Paradoxical, maybe? But Paradoxical doesn't do enough. I can maybe hit a Crane or something off of Prism. Alright, let's cast Prism. That's not a Crane. So now I can play out Amber. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Alright. Effectively dead on turn 4. That hurts. That hurts indeed. Let's bring in the Psy and Expertise. And just those 2 cards, I think. We know they're going to bring in Duresses and Doomfalls and stuff, but that's fine. Oh, I'm going to bring in the other Karn, too. And we can take out what? Probably take out some number of Puzzle Knots and Ornithopters. And hope they don't have the 1-2-3 curve on me again. Because we took a lot of damage very quickly. Alright, we're going to be on the play this time. Hand is good. It's got another Statuary and a good curve out until then, so... Turn 1 map. Turn 2 Prism. I guess if they play a Dread Wanderer, I'd probably lead on Glint Nest. Oh, well, there goes our Statuary. So now we'll just play Prism instead of Crane. Psy was a good one as well. Nice. Okay, Graveyard Marshal. It's whatever. We found a land, so we don't need to use a land. Or rather, use our map. I think I'm just going to run out the Psy. Say, show me. Removal spell. They could have a Doomfall here, obviously, but... If they don't, I get to play Puzzle Knot into Crane next turn. Start getting some extra Thopter blockers. What do you got, OP? Alright, there's land number 3. And just a Death Baron. Okay, so we take 4. Draw Zephyrian Void. Let's lead with the puzzles. I guess I should have played Void first to Scry. Oh, that was a good draw. Play Void bottom. We're actually going to play Prism here instead. And say go. Deadlands from the opponent. I like how zombies is kind of a thing now. It's kind of cool. Duress, there goes Karn. Into another Graveyard Marshals, sure. Go ahead and chump with one of the Thopters, gain 4 life there. Seems fine. And a Dread Wanderer. Alright, Mox Amber was a fine hit. But let's lead with Crane. See if we can find some goodies. We did find a Reservoir, but we lost an Expertise and an Outcome, which we would really have liked. Then play Amber, play Reservoir, and pass the turn. And what we can do next turn is use the Prophetic Prism to filter for black to play the, or to sacrifice the Puzzle Knot, draw an extra card. That is a lot of zombies. So I think we're going to chump a across the board there. Maybe leave one for drawing purposes. Actually, they have no cards in their hand. I guess I want to hold back 2 Thopters. We'll take 9. We'll go to 6. And another Mox Amber was the draw. Okay, so let's use this. Let's filter for black. Let's draw a card with a Puzzle Knot. Renegade map. So now we get to draw some cards, or rather, gain some life, poop out some Thopters. And we're kind of stabilizing here, depending on what they draw for the turn. We just need to find another paradoxical outcome. They might kill one of my Thopters here. With the if near dead lands. So they kill a Thopter. They attack with everything. The Death Baron can get blocked by the Sai. Yeah, so I'm not dead here by a single removal spell. It's going to be close, though. We need to draw one of a few cards, and since I don't have the Inspiring Statuary on the battlefield, it's going to be a lot harder to pull out of this one. What do you got, OP? What do you got for me? Alright, looks like they are going to use the Deadlands on one of my Thopters. That's fine. We already did the math, so we don't need to sacrifice yet. Here comes the team. Sai can go in front of the Baron, and then we chump all of the others. Get to sacrifice 2 of the Thopters after blocks. Ooh, there's the outcome. But we don't have the statuary, so this is going to be a lot harder. Oh, that is a very good draw too. Actually, that might work. So now we can bounce. How do we want to do this turn? Because I can also bounce. No, we're going to cast a Paradoxical. So we want to Brawl's Expertise. They have access to 5 mana this turn. So the Lord and 2 tokens. Actually, the Lord is the only creature that's not lethal. So Marshal, 2 tokens. Make sure I did that right. Token, token. Marshal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the Paradoxical. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay, now we get to go Prism. Nice. Into, I think here map is the best play. Whew. That is called holding the frickin' baby. I guess I could play out the other map instead of holding Rebuke. That's probably fine. Let's do that. Back up to 25. They scoop. All right. Whew. Close one. But we do get to go to a game 3. Yeah. Scary, scary, scary. I guess we just run it back. Hopefully they don't have such a good curve as they did in game 1, because now they're back on the play. Here we are for the final game in round 4. We're on the draw. Our opponent mulliganed. Ugh. But Triple Karn ain't going to cut it, so we'll go down to 6 as well. And we're going to keep this hand. It's not exciting, but you got to pray. Let's bottom the Paradoxical number 2. Honestly, I'd rather see Duress here than a creature. Don't beat me down too hard. Oh, they kept a 1-lander though. Okay, so actually Glint Nest Crane might do some work. Finds a map, which we're going to take over Prism number 2 because we can play both of those next turn, and that'll unlock land number 4 on turn 4 for me. Okay, there's Duress. This probably hits Expertise. Although I could see them taking the Paradoxical or the Reservoir, but Expertise is the most annoying, the one that can potentially get me back in it. Yeah, I don't think any of their cards, I don't think them taking any of the cards, these 3 cards could be wrong. Reservoir is probably the worst because it doesn't do anything immediately, but they have the hardest time dealing with it if it's on the battlefield, you know. They did take the Reservoir. Makes sense. So let's play the Prism out. Drew another outcome. Play the map. There's the second land for the opponent, and there's a Graveyard Marshal. They still can't attack, which is nice. Metallic Rebuke. Okay, let's go get our land number 4. Play out Amber in case we want a Paradoxical. I'm going to have to counter a Lord here if they have one, though. That is not a Lord, so we don't have to counter. Good attack. We'll go ahead and block the 3 damage and just Paradoxical all 3 of these back to our hand. Nice. We found a Psy. Great. And honestly, that might be good enough. Now I get to play all of these out and hold up Rebuke this next turn. Speaking of, let's rebuke that. Say no. No walking the plank today, thank you. And they just scoop. Woohoo! Alright. 3-1. We're going to play for 4 and run. Stay tuned for round number 5. Here we are for round number 5 of our Storm deck. We're on the draw. I'm going to go ahead and risk this hand. It's got a lot of nice cards and can do a lot of things if we just hit 1 land. So, going to risk it for the biscuit here. Come on, land. Island. Nope, bottom. Are they playing Black-White Knights? Binding Mummy, Black-White Zombies, maybe. Uh-oh, and we didn't hit a land. So, just going to play out one of the Ornithopters so we don't have to discard. Pass the turn here. Again, kept a risky 1-lander, and looks like it might not pay off. Taking 2, yes. I'm at 18. They play a Wayward Servant. Good. I'm glad zombies are back in Standard. That's fun. It's unique. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just scoop this game up here and go to the next game. Again, kept a risky one. Didn't pan out, but so be it. We're going to bring in the Expertise, the Karn, and another Psy. We're going to take out Ornithopter, Crane, I think. And let's just run it like that. Play first, game 2. This is a 1-lander I can't keep. It just doesn't do enough. Too many 4-drops. Can't keep a 0-lander. Down to 5, we're going to go. Nice fellow. Alright, down to 5. And I guess we're keeping this one. And I guess we're keeping Psy. Double Paradoxical, not going to do too much here, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Diagraph Ghoul from the opponent. I mean, there are some string of draws that we could have that get us back into it, but not ideal. Just need to hit some artifacts, really. Then the Paradoxicals can come into their own. Oh, God. Topped a Psy and then drew another one is the worst feeling in the world. Now I hope they have a removal spell for this. And not just more zombies. Actively want removal. Just removal. No. Not more zombies. Alright, taking 6, going down to 12. I guess we want to draw like Mox Amber or Prophetic Prism into a 1-drop or something. Yikes, dude. Alright, well, some unfortunate draws, some risky keeps. Looks like this deck is going to have a very unceremonious ending to it, but hey, I still think this deck is good. Fully capable of doing well in the standard environment. It's 11 damage. I'm at 1 life here. But sometimes you keep some risky hands and don't get there, you know? Sometimes that's just the way it works, my friends. Alright, a little late to the party. GG's. Overall, I think, again, very fun deck. Give it a try if you haven't before. Takes some getting used to for sure. If you haven't given it a try before, I'll bring it up one more time. This is Standard Storm. We went 3-2 in that league, so gets our entry fee back plus an extra chest, but obviously what we would have loved to have gone for that 4-1. Just kept a risky game one hand and then mulliganed down to 5 or whatever it was in that game too. So unfortunate, but a fun deck nonetheless. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the standard content here on my YouTube page. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to write something down in the comments, such as really enjoying the frequency of blah, 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 blah. Okay, never mind. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Go check out all of my other content on Twitch, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.